Hey, this is going to be a deck profile for my Hazy Flame deck. I'm going to go over the cards, then I'll explain what they do, and then I'll explain some easy combos that can get off. First, there's 2 Garunics, then 2 Sacred Phoenix, then 1 Blaster, then 3 Hazy Flame Hydras, 3 Hazy Flame Manticores, 3 Hazy Flame Cerberuses, 3 Hazy Flame Sphinx, 3 Hazy Flame Peritons, 3 Hazy Flame Griffins, 3 flamvell Fire Dogs, flamvell Magician, Onslaught of the Fire Kings, Soul Charge, Soul Exchange, Magical Mallet, the Monarch Storm Forth, and finally Hazy Pillar. Now, if Garunix is destroyed by a card effect, he comes back on the next standby phase and destroys all monsters in the field. Sacred Phoenix, if he's destroyed by a card effect, comes back on your next standby phase and destroys all back row. So it would be a good opener to activate Onslaught of the Fire Kings for maybe a Phoenix, and then on your next turn you won't have any back row to worry about. Next is Blaster, because Blaster's good in almost any fire deck. Next is Hazy Flame Hydra. None of the Hazy Flames can be targeted, which is really nice. And when Hazy Flame Hydra, when you overlay with it to summon a XYZ monster, he can add another material from your graveyard, so that's always useful. Manticore can avoid being destroyed by tributing a fire monster from the field or hand. Cerberus gets a free search for any Hazy Flame card in your deck. Sphinx's effect allows you to mill a card, and if you call the type correct, which is in this case it's either monster or spell, you get to summon a fire monster from your hand or graveyard. Then there's Periton, which is the most overpowered card in the deck. His effect allows him to tribute himself and a fire monster from your hand to special summon 2 Hazy Flames from your deck. Hazy Flame Griffin allows him to be special summoned if you only control fire monsters in your field and graveyard, or if you don't control any monsters. And Flamvell Fire Dog destroys an opponent's monster by battle. You can summon a monster from your deck with 200 or less defense, which in this case is Flamvell Magician and Cerberus, and also Hazy Flame Hydra. Next is Onslaught of the Fire Kings, which I previously mentioned. You can also use Onslaught of the Fire Kings for a quick tribute. You can summon Griffin or Cerberus off of it, so you can activate Onslaught of the Fire Kings, summon Griffin or Cerberus, and then maybe tribute for a Periton or a Sphinx. Next is Soul Charge, and Soul Charge is good in almost any deck for easy XYZ capabilities. Then we have Soul Exchange, which is used to tribute your opponent's monsters, and who doesn't want to tribute your opponent's monsters? Then 2 Magical Mallets, and the reason I'm playing 2 Magical Mallets in this deck is because if you draw Garunix or Phoenix, it's pretty much a dead draw, because the only way you can make use of them in the deck is with Onslaught. Also, sometimes it's not the best to have Hydras in your hand, so it's just a quick recycle, maybe draw some better cards. Then we have 3 Monarch Storm Forth, which is essentially a soul exchange that doesn't target. The only downside of this that you have to keep in mind is the turn you use this, you cannot use your extra deck. And then we have Hazy Pillar, which is essentially a free normal summon for Hazy Flames once per turn. And it can also attach a Hazy Flame card to a rank 6 you control. Alright, now some of the stronger plays this deck can make is summoning Periton, activating Periton's effect, and sending Periton and maybe another Hazy Flame to the graveyard, and then summoning 2 Hazy Flame Hydras. Then you would overlay 2 Hazy Flame Hydras, and make a Evolzar Solda, which would have 4 material because of Hazy Flame Hydra's effect, and 4 material would stop 4 special summons, which in today's meta is pretty big. If you can stop 4 special summons in maybe a Shadal deck, or any deck really, it's really big. Next is if you have Hazy Pillar, you can activate Hazy Pillar, normal summon out Periton, activate Periton's effect, drop 2 Hazy Flames, summon 2 Hydras, overlay the 2 Hydras for a Basiltrice, which will have 4 material because of Hazy Flame Hydra's effect, and then you can activate Hazy Pillar and attach another Hazy Flame card to Basiltrice, which is very nice because you'll have a monster with 3500 attack that can't be targeted by card effects and can't be destroyed by card effects, and only a few decks in the meta can actually get around a Basiltrice with 5 materials on it. Next in the extra deck is Gauntlet Launcher, which is just a quick pop 2 monsters, and has a large amount of defense, which actually comes in pretty handy. There's 101 Honor 101 Silent Honor Arc, which is it's nice if you get Soul Charge or you Fire Dog attack summon Magician. If you don't want to go for a level 8, you can always just overlay for a 4. Then Exciton Knight, because lots of pluses in the meta going on. Then we got Swordbreaker, which is essentially a Cataster for any monster type you want, which is really nice in decks that just summon beaters. Then there's Photon Strike Bouncer, which is easy to make because any level 6 is easy to make in this deck. And he negates monster effects, so that's nice. I play Felgrand because Garunix and the Sacred Phoenix are level 8, so you never know when you'll happen to be able to summon those, and Felgrand is almost impossible to get over. Next, Crimson Blader, if you can make it turn 1 or before you attack, and you attack into a deck that revolves around like high-level monsters, their deck is pretty much shut down. And next is Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree, just because it's an easy synchro to make with Flamvell Magician and any level 6 in the deck. And that's the deck profile. There's a lot of combos with Periton because it's an instant 2, and most of the time if you call a monster off of Sphinx's effect, you'll get a free special summon, because most of the deck happens to be monsters. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a nice day.